You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Okay, think about this for a second. For, decades, really, AI has always been the villain on the big screen, right?
Absolutely. Terminator, HAL 9000.
Exactly, the Matrix. These relentless machines, the big threat. But what if that's changing? What if AI isn't the bad guy anymore?
You mean like a collaborator?
Yeah, exactly. What if it's the new powerful collaborator behind the scenes? Something that's, really reshaping Hollywood from script to screen, the whole process.
That's a huge shift in perspective.
It really is. So, welcome to the deep dive. Today, that's our mission to cut through the noise, basically, and pull out the key insights from our source material.
It is.
It's an in-depth piece from AI World Journal, really comprehensive.
Okay.
And it covers some major players like Runway AI, Stability AI, and also this emerging concept that sounds fascinating, casting AI agents.
Casting AI. Interesting.
Yeah. So the idea here is to give you, our listener, a kind of shortcut to understanding this super rapid transformation. We'll look at the incredible possibilities, but also the, let's face it, disruptive consequences for Hollywood.
Yeah, the downsides, too.
Totally. I'm actually really excited to unpack this with you because, for me, AI has gone from being this, cool sci-fi idea to, it's just everyday reality in the industry now. You feel that too.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
And that's precisely why this kind of deep dive feels so necessary right now. This isn't just about shiny new tech.
Right.
It digs much deeper. It brings up fundamental questions, real anxieties, and honestly, the stakes feel incredibly high for everyone.
You mean like artists, writers?
Artists, writers, the big studios, the indie filmmakers.
Yeah.
Anyone whose livelihood is tied to the future of cinema. It's a really complex picture we're looking at.
So let's start there then. If AI was the on-screen threat for so long, how did it make this leap, this fundamental shift to being a tool behind the camera? Was it like a switch flipped or more gradual?
Well, it feels incredibly rapid now, but it's been building, almost like a stealth mission, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
AI is moving from that fictional bad guy role to being a very real collaborator.
Okay.
Take a company like Runway AI. They're offering filmmakers these generative video tools. You type in a text prompt.
Like, show me a futuristic cityscape at sunset.
Exactly. And the AI can generate these, the article calls them breathtaking shots, just from text. Imagine that for a director.
That's, wow, a different way of working entirely.
It is. And then you've got Stability AI. They pushed it even further. They launched an AI film festival.
A whole festival?
Yeah, showcasing short films that were made entirely or at least partially using AI tools. So this isn't theory anymore, right? These are practical, current applications.
They're really redefining the creative workflow.
Totally. And enabling creators to do things that maybe, were impossible before or just way too expensive.
Okay, but here's a question maybe for someone listening who's actually making films. How good is this AI footage? Can you really tell the difference? Does it still have that kind of digital feel?
That's a really good question. A sharp one. Right now, the best stuff can be, frankly, astonishing. But yeah, often there's still a little something. A subtle digital signature, maybe?
Yeah, huh? The uncanny valley thing?
Sometimes, yeah, especially with people. But it is evolving incredibly fast. The key thing, I think, is that it's already giving independent creators the power to make visuals that used to need massive budgets.
Right. Getting closer to seamless all the time.
Every single day, it feels like.
Okay, so this next piece you mentioned, the casting AI, that feels different. AI getting involved in one of the most human parts of Hollywood casting, finding the right actor.
Yeah.
What exactly is this casting AI agent? How's it different from, say, generating video?
It is a really intriguing development, I agree. So the source describes the casting AI agent as an AI-driven casting and talent discovery platform.
Okay, talent discovery.
Right. Its main job is to streamline how actors, models, producers connect. It uses pretty advanced AI to look at portfolios, pull out key attributes.
Attributes like skills, look, experience.
Exactly. All of that. And then it delivers what it calls fair, data-driven recommendations for casting decisions.
Data-driven cast.
Yeah. And unlike some of those generative tools that, make people worry about replacing creativity, this platform is pitched as specifically trying to empower actors, help them get discovered more easily.
Okay, empower actors and producers too.
And help producers find the right talent faster. The goal is efficiency, yes, but also tackling what the source calls bias-prone gatekeeping.
Whoa, okay. Eliminating bias-prone gatekeeping. That's a really bold claim.
It is.
So beyond just making things quicker, what does that actually mean for, say, diversity in casting? Could it really open doors?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
The promise is definitely there. By focusing on attributes from a portfolio, maybe you can level the playing field, right? Open doors for talent anywhere in the world who might get missed by the usual networks or just, subjective first impressions.
But what's the flip side? Could relying on data accidentally make casting less diverse? Like, if the algorithm favors traits that have worked before, statistically, the safe bets?
That's the valid concern, absolutely. Could it inadvertently push towards a more homogenized talent pool over time? We don't know yet. It's still very early days.
Right.
But the source mentions the company behind this is actually looking for a specific type of engineer right now, a full-stack AI engineer.
Really? What skills?
Expertise in FastAPI, React, PostgreSQL, OpenAI tools, LangChain, all the cutting-edge AI and ML pipeline stuff.
Okay.
That shows you how seriously they're taking the tech side.
Wow. Yeah, that's specific. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Are we moving towards a future where that human eye for talent is, like, augmented by data? Or maybe even replaced?
It's a fundamental question about instinct versus algorithm. #tag3. AI's pervasive impact across the filmmaking pipeline.
Okay, so that's a huge, very specific application in casting. Let's zoom out again. Beyond generating video or finding actors, where else is AI popping up, like across the whole filmmaking process?
It really is touching almost every stage now if you connect the dots. Let's start right at the beginning. Pre-production and script writing.
Okay.
You've got AI platforms now that can analyze scripts. They try to predict box office potential.
Seriously, predict hits.
Predict potential. And even suggest changes to narrative arcs.
Okay, I can see studios liking that. Reducing risk.
Exactly. Studios see a way to potentially reduce risk, but understandably, writers often see that as a threat, right? A threat to originality, maybe even their jobs.
Yeah, that tension feels like classic Hollywood almost. Risk versus originality. Do the sources say how studios are handling that, or is it just a clash?
It sounds more like an ongoing negotiation, really. Studios seem to be looking for tools to inform decisions, maybe not write the whole script from scratch, at least not yet.
A blurry line, though.
A very blurry line. It's that tricky balance using AI for efficiency without killing the human spark.
Okay, so that's pre-production. What about, like, effects?
Right. Visual effects and animation. This is a big one. Generative AI can create backgrounds, creatures, entire scenes, sometimes without needing green screens.
Wow.
Tools like Runway's Gen 2, which we mentioned, or Stability AI's Stable Video Diffusion, they're giving indie creators access to effects that used to be blockbuster-only territory.
That sounds amazing for indie filmmakers.
It can be, but then you also get into things like deepfake tech.
Yeah.
It allows for that seamless de-aging, like we saw in The Irishman, or even digitally bringing back actors who've passed away.
That feels complicated.
Very.
Yeah.
It's efficient, maybe, but it definitely sparks fears about displacing VFX artists, animators, thousands of jobs.
So it's great for the little guy, maybe, but is there a catch? Like, does all this AI-generated blockbuster quality start to look the same? Generic?
That's a definite risk. The sameness problem. If everyone's using similar AI models or prompts,
Right.
real empowerment probably comes when artists use these tools to boost their own unique vision, not just replace it with whatever the AI spits out.
So it's about control. Artist versus algorithm.
Exactly. How much control stays with the human? Okay, then you move into production. On set.
AI on set. How?
Assisting with things like script supervision, tracking cameras automatically, optimizing schedules, and there's this thing called real-time virtual production.
Like using video game engines.
Precisely. Game engines like Unreal Engine. Directors can basically see and tweak virtual sets, alien planets, futuristic cities instantly, right there on set, long before anything physical is built. It's changing how films are actually shot.
Mind-blowing. Okay, what's left? Post-production.
Yep, post-production and marketing. AI is lending a hand with editing, sound design, color grading, even cutting trailers.
AI cutting trailers. Huh.
Yeah. And on the marketing side, studios are using AI for really sophisticated audience sentiment analysis, trying to figure out what people think, and then using that for super targeted ad campaigns.
So basically everywhere.
Pretty much. It's pervasive.
Okay, so AI is everywhere. The possibilities sound incredible, but like you said, high stakes. It's clearly causing friction. What are the big anxieties, the sort of existential shifts Hollywood is really wrestling with right now?
That's the core of it, isn't it? Because it's not just new gadgets. It feels like a fundamental rethink of the whole industry.
Yeah.
Probably the most visible concern is the labor war. You saw it boil over with the 2023 WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes.
Right, that was huge.
And it wasn't just about pay or working conditions in the usual sense. It highlighted these deep fears about AI replacing writers, replacing actors.
Mm-hmm.
It became this pivotal moment exposing this philosophical struggle almost. Is Hollywood actually ready to hand over parts of its creative soul to algorithms?
And if they do, what happens to the human touch?
Exactly. The human touch that, makes a blockbuster connect or gives an indie film its heart. And every new advance, even something like that casting AI agent, it tests the guardrails they try to put in place.
Constantly pushing the boundaries.
Constantly. Then there's the whole issue of creative authorship.
Like, who gets the credit?
Precisely. If an AI generates half a scene, or if an algorithm is the main reason an actor gets picked, who owns that creative choice? It really blurs the lines for artistic credit for intellectual property.
Yeah, I can see that being a legal nightmare down the line.
Could he be?
Mm.
And then, the unavoidable economic disruption. AI promises huge efficiency gains, potential cost savings.
Which studios love.
Of course. But the flip side is the very real threat to jobs across the board. VFX artists, editors, performers. It's a direct hit on livelihoods that have defined this industry for, well, a century.
And going back to the deepfakes for a second, that whole digital resurrection thing, it makes you wonder, where's the line? When does it stop being a tribute and start feeling, I don't know, a bit creepy?
Ghoulish, maybe? Yeah, it's a line Hollywood is definitely having to walk more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And that ties right into ethics and consent. These deepfakes, these digital replicas, they raise really thorny questions. Consent, obviously, but also legacy, exploitation, especially when you're talking about replicating real actors, living or deceased.
It's not just about jobs, it's about identity, too.
And artistic integrity, absolutely.
Yeah.
And finally, maybe the biggest unknown, the audience factor.
How will we react?
Exactly. Will audiences actually embrace films heavily influenced by AI? Or will people dismiss them as, soulless, algorithmic content?
Yeah.
Those early showcases, like that Stability AI Film Festival you mentioned, they're kind of the first test cases. You see curiosity, sure, but also a good amount of skepticism.
And ultimately, the audience decides what succeeds. Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The industry can push the tech, but audience acceptance, that's outside their control. That's the ultimate judge.
It really does feel like a massive turning point then. Like as big as when sound came in or CGI arrived.
It feels that significant, yeah.
So how are people reacting? What are the different views on how Hollywood should actually handle this? Is it resist, adapt, or just full embrace?
Well, you definitely see different perspectives depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
The sources paint a pretty clear picture of that.
Okay.
If you look at it from the studio's point of view, they often see AI as, well, democratizing in some ways, and definitely cost-cutting.
Right. Efficiency again.
Yeah. They see it letting indie filmmakers achieve those blockbuster-level effects we talked about, but also potentially a way to tighten budgets on major productions. So for them, it's often about efficiency, access, maybe pushing financial boundaries.
Makes sense from their perspective.
Yeah.
What about the artists?
Artists, writers, actors, directors, VFX pros, their demand is pretty clear. AI should be a tool, not a replacement.
Tool, not replacement. Okay.
Their focus is squarely on getting fair credit, fair compensation for their work in this new AI-assisted world. They want guardrails to protect their livelihoods, basically, and ensure their creative input isn't just, sidelined.
Keep the human element central.
Exactly. Then you have the startups, the tech companies building these tools, like the ones behind the casting AI agent.
What's their angle?
Well, they argue that not all AI is about replacing jobs. They point to platforms like Casting AI and say, look, this could actually expand opportunity.
Level the playing field, like you said before.
Right. Make it easier for undiscovered talent to get seen globally. So their narrative is much more about enablement, about opening doors, not closing them.
Interesting contrast.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But ultimately, It might come down to the audiences.
Us again.
Yep. We, the viewers, kind of hold the power to set the pace. If people flock to AI-powered movies or shows, you can bet adoption will speed up fast.
But if audiences react badly, call it soulless.
Then studios will likely pull back, right? So consumer acceptance or rejection is really pivotal. It's the final piece of the puzzle. Hashtag, tag, outro.
So where does that leave us? This unwritten script for cinema's future. It's this incredible mix, isn't it? Innovation clashing with tradition, opportunity with anxiety. It's like Hollywood is writing its own story about itself in real time.
I think that's a great way to put it. And the most likely outcome. Probably not all one thing or the other. The truth, I suspect, lies in some kind of hybrid model.
Humans and AI working together.
Yeah. Humans setting the overall vision, the creative direction. AI maybe handling some of the more repetitive, laborious tasks. The drudgery, perhaps. And collaboration just becomes the new normal.
A new kind of creative process.
Exactly. And as companies like Runway, Stability AI, these new casting AI platforms keep pushing what's possible, Hollywood faces that big question. How will AI be remembered in the long run?
Villain or ally?
Was it the villain that undermined human artistry, or the ally that actually helped unleash it in new ways? It's probably less about a simple hero-villain story, and more about figuring out a really complex, maybe sometimes uneasy partnership.
Yeah, a partnership feels right. Well, the cameras are definitely rolling on this one. The whole world is watching, really. And Hollywood's AI story, it feels like it's only just in its opening act. Lots more to come.
Absolutely. We're just seeing the beginning.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.